Kazi Nazrul Islam, celebrated playwright, novelist, and most importantly, the greatest poet Bangla literature has ever seen. His exceptional skills in writing and composing has won him many awards, all while his patriotic words have inspired many soldiers and citizens struggling through the liberation war. Let us see what this gifted man's life has offered Bangla literature.
This legendary writer was born in May 29, 1899 in Churla, India. He spent the first 10 years of his life there, and many of his works describe this area and his lifestyle there. The building he was born in is now called Nazrul Academy, named after him. However, his life was not easy. His father passed away at the age of 9 while they were going through a hard financial stage, which is why Nazrul could not finish his primary education. Before his fame, he was called Dukhomiya.
Nazrul is well known for his outstanding work as a writer, poet, and composer. But do people know all the other professions he worked in? At one point, he worked as a teacher in the maktab, a custodian of a shrine of a saint, and also a muezzin in a village mosque before he joined a letter group. Letter were groups of people who were musical troops who would sing in the countryside. For some time, he worked as a cook of a house and later a railway guardian and a tea seller in Asanol. Between 1910 and 1917, he was able to go back into school and later enrolled in class 10. However, he couldn't pursue his education because he did not enjoy the rules and regulation of the school and also had financial issues.
Now let's take a look where his literary adventures actually began. Nazrul's phenomenal writing started during the 1917s, when he enlisted in the British Indian Army's Bengal Regiment for the First World War. When he was assigned to Karachi cantonment, he along with his fellow soldiers with both domestic and foreign instruments, creating symphonies untold while also publishing many prose and poems. His first prose piece, Boundalar Atma Kahini, was released in the renowned literary journal Saugat in Kolkata, and Mukti was his first poem to be printed. Now going past war, Nazrul became a joint editor of Nabajak, an evening daily published by the infamous A.K. Fazlul Haq, the well-known politician. Nazrul worked as a journalist and secured his place in the literary world of Kolkata. Not only that, he also had connections with Rabindranath Tagore, which was maintained until his inevitable death on 1941.
Many Indians participated in Mahatma Gandhi's non-cooperation and Khilafat movement against the British Raj at the start of the 20th century. Nazrul produced a large body of poetry and writings in support of the fight against the British. Through his works, he advocated for the workers and landless farmers and worked to end social injustice. Nazrul also wrote Kamal Pasha and many more poems, some of which were included in his well-known poetry collection, Ogni Bina. Bangla poetry saw a change with Ogni Bina, which stirred Bangla literature. A number more editions had to be printed quickly after the initial one, which was quickly sold out.
In 1922, Nazrul was arrested for writing anti-colonial publications. After he was sent to prison during the days he was imprisoned, he went on a 40-day hunger strike and protested against the mistreatment of political prisoners. During this strike, the legendary Rabindranath Tagore sent him a telegram which stated, "Give up the hunger strike, our literature claims you." Later, in 1924, he married a girl named Pramila from a Brahmo family despite the disapproval from the society. Funnily, most of his poems, songs, were mostly inspired by his relationship with Pramila.
You could wonder how Nazrul was active in politics as well. Well, Nazrul actually entered politics before the end of 1925 and participated in many events all throughout Bengal, as well as actively participating in the Shramik Praja Swaraj Dal organization. He began publishing the weekly Langar on December 16, serving as its chief editor. The Shramik Praja Swaraj Dal organization, which was inspired to eradicate social class distinctions, used the Langar as its official representative. The party's platform called for India to have true independence. At this time, Nazrul published his collection of songs for laborers and peasants, Samya Bandi O Sambrana. A collection of short stories was among the other publications from this period. One of his books, Chitana, was written for the sudden death of Deshbandhu Chittagong Das, a leading advocate for Hindu-Muslim harmony.
As time passed, his career kept on growing in success. Nazrul was a man of range. He was active as a recording artist, composer, music director, vocalist, poet, writer of short stories, among other things. He also performed on the radio, movies, and plays. Rumor has it that Nazrul wrote more songs than Rabindranath Tagore did, as he was so passionate about writing songs of all kinds. Unfortunately, our national poet became very ill, which caused him to lose his voice and his memory. He received treatment both domestically and overseas. However, his health just worsened. As the only member of his family who earned a living, Nazrul's family experienced severe financial issues.
Throughout his life, Nazrul had accomplished so much he was bound to be rewarded for it. He received the Padma Bhushan title from the Indian government in 1960 as well as the Jagatoni Gold Medal from Kolkata University. When Amar Sonar Bangla by Rabindranath was chosen as Bangladesh's national anthem, Nazrul's well-known and spirited song Chol 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 was chosen as the country's battle cry. He and his family were relocated to Dhaka that same year as a result of a deal between the governments of Bangladesh and India.
On August 29, 1976, our beloved poet has passed. Although in actuality he had been absolutely mute and inactive since his illness years prior, a period of 34 years whole. He was awarded one final reward, having his wish granted to be buried at the Dhaka University Mosque along with one of his ghazals. And with that comes to an end of Kazi Nazrul Islam, a man who will live on for decades and more in our Bangladesh culture and hearts.